Yeah, the question was from a comment made earlier about John and the Nicene Creed. Would John have supported the Nicene Creed? Well, yeah, clearly. What about all these I am statements? He develops, at least according to one position, he develops his gospel around 7 I am statements that Jesus make that all find a precedent in the Old Testament at the revelation of who God was to Moses. Remember, God said, here's the one name that I'm going to give you. This is who I am. You've not known me by this name before, but this is my name, Yahweh Eresh Yahweh. I am that I am. And that became the name that God was known by. And so when Jesus comes along, and John writes in his gospel, and 7 times has Jesus say, I am the bread of life. I am the resurrection. And I forget some of the rest of them, but he goes through that. That's intentionally on John's part, mirroring that, and it's Jesus directly saying, I'm God. So in light of that, wouldn't John obviously have supported the creed? I would say it is definitely true that John is teaching what we'd call high Christology there. He is definitely intending to evoke the Old Testament, and he's intending to put Jesus on the level of Yahweh. That's very clear. And I think Paul does the same thing. I'm not sure that that's quite the same as saying, I think early Christianity, biblical Christianity, the New Testament authors, they were okay with saying Jesus is God, Jesus is Jehovah, Jesus is Yahweh. They were okay with that. I'm not sure they completely, totally figured out how Jesus could be God and the Father be God and them not be each other. And I'm really not sure that they had quite been able to articulate how the Holy Spirit fits into that whole mix.
Yeah, they did not have a formula, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't see the formula.
Never in the New Testament. There's only a few references where the deity of the Holy Spirit's asserted. It's almost like they have a binitarian theology. Now, are you saying they disagree with the creed? No, I don't think they would. But I don't think they would ever have quite written it that way. But like you said earlier, I think that's a good statement. I think if we came to John and we showed him the Nicene Creed, he'd go, let me think about that. Man, I never really thought to put the Holy Spirit right there. But what Jesus said that I wrote down that he said in John chapter 14 through 16, that sounds like right in line with what Jesus said. And I follow him. So yeah, I like it.
Well, the problem is, even in the creeds, even whenever you get to 325 and 381, which form the Nicene Creed as we know it, the Holy Spirit still is an afterthought. So he's tagged on at the end. And it's not until the Athanasian Creed, that's where you want to read, is the Athanasian Creed. Whenever you read the Athanasian Creed, which probably came after Athanasius had died, that's whenever you get the formula where you start to read it and you say, that's exactly my formula. That's exactly my confession and the way I see it. But before the Athanasian Creed, we don't have our modern statements about the Trinity being as clear, concise, and as articulate as we do then. And some people would say, no, well, we need to go back before that then. We need to go back to the Bible and be obscure. And I'd say, no, that's just saying going back to where the puzzle pieces haven't been put together and saying because we can't put the puzzle pieces together perfectly, we're not inspired in our interpretation, we should not rely upon anybody in the church who has interpreted it. What you're doing is you're denying the power of the Holy Spirit, you're denying the common confession of the church and what the church has said for the last 2,000 years, and the way we've all put the puzzle pieces together the same. And I would say whenever you go and you ask all these men how they put the pieces of the puzzle together, and whenever they do it just the same way, I say, there's the power of the Spirit right there. And I may not be inspired, but it's close enough to hold me under its authority because I'm not going to disagree with 2,000 years of the power of the Spirit and come in and say, you know what? I can start from scratch and put this puzzle together all on my own, and I need nobody's help, and I can do it so much better and put it together, and it looks different than anybody else. I'd say, Beep, you're wrong. No, I don't think these guys are inspired, but you're wrong. Because I do believe in the power of the Spirit. But it isn't until the Athanasian Creed that the Spirit does get the stature that we have him at today.